Do you sometimes lose sight of the importance of your team members or choose to work solo because you don't trust your peers? If you develop trust with your peers, you will discover that working as a team can bring exponential results. In this video, I will show you why being part of a team makes you part of something bigger than just yourself. Hi, I'm Renaud. I'm a professional certified coach. I'd like to share with you some of the lessons I have learned from observing leaders and teams that can help you improve your performance and become a better version of who you are. When I coach teams, I often refer to the 5 dysfunctions of a team, a book by Patrick Lencioni where he refers to teams in a business context. One of these 5 dysfunctions is the avoidance of accountability. Lencioni defines accountability as the willingness of team members to remind one another when they're not living up to the performance standards of the group, based on the notion that peer pressure and the distaste for letting down a colleague will motivate a team member more than any fear of authority. I couldn't agree more. It's easier to remember that you are accountable to your peers rather than wait for your boss to remind you. Lencioni reminds us that a team that focuses on collective results benefits from individuals who subjugate their own goals and interests to the good of the team. So being part of a team like a project team, a football team, or even competing in an individual sport like swimming makes you part of something bigger than yourself. Now think of the energy you get from helping out a team member who is struggling. Think of what happens when a peer does better than you, how that pushes you to persevere and fine-tune some of those weaker skills you've been avoiding. I had such a peer. His name was Francois. He had more energy than most of us. He'd fight for his ideas. He'd eventually wear us out and ultimately we'd succumb. Francois was the loudest voice in our meetings. He was relentless. And inasmuch as his personality annoyed me at times, in some weird, twisted way, I admired him. So when our boss promoted the next in line, who do you think got the nod? Francois. I learned an interesting lesson in management when my boss told me, Paul, in a team of leaders, it should come as no surprise as to who will be next for promotion. That lesson serves me well today when my clients are confronted with a similar situation. Now let's see how Chris, the hero of my book, Demigods, Aliens, and Ordinary People, views the team effect on people. He understood that this was not work but fun, all because of his friends and who were part of a team. As Chris got older, he was competing head-on with his friends, and he also learned from them. When you're in a group of kids that want to compete intensively, you get into a cadence with your peers. So naturally, you're expecting to go to the Olympics. We were all winning all the time and we were pushing each other. All of us contributed to each other on the team. So even if sometimes you compete against your peers, you are, as Chris puts it, a byproduct of the people you were surrounded by. We were like-minded, which meant we wanted to have more success. In other words, elite performers hang around elite performers and do what most others can't and won't do. Now, dealing with setbacks, we all need each other. Let me explain. For an individual sport like swimming, it's common to be sidetracked and demotivated after a series of setbacks. When observing your peer in a difficult moment, you can empathize because you know the pain they're going through. During a peer's moment of joy, you think to yourself, I can do this too. In fact, I can do better, and if I don't do better, they'll beat me. This is the same in business. When you lead a team of people and you miss the mark, the target, or the goal, your team members look to you for guidance. And where do you find the energy you need to get back on track in a difficult moment? Well, one way is to pull the team together and remind them that we all need each other. True, everyone works on their own, and basically you're all individuals hired to do a job. However, when a challenge comes up, it's nice to be able to rely on a peer or on your boss for guidance and ideas. And this is where the team effect becomes potent. You can't do it all on your own, but with support from your team, you can get a phenomenal boost. Even if you're exceptional at what you do, even if you're a superstar, even if you're the best in class, one day you may not be at the top of your game for whatever reason. It could be poor timing, a bad vibe, terrible weather. You might be too tired or have had a breakdown. Now, if you've had the foresight, the generosity, and the good judgment to help out a fellow team member in the past when they had a terrible run, your act of altruism will come back to help you when you face a setback. If you've achieved a victory and praised your team members for having helped you, acknowledging their merits, then this is when you fully understand why the team effect works. It works because team members help fellow team members. Now here's my question for you. If you agree with the idea that working as a team can bring exponential results, what could you do differently in your next team meeting? If you like what you've heard and want to learn more, join me for my other videos on my YouTube channel or website at www.paul-renaud.com. Or email me at the address on the screen to book my keynote presentation of demigods, aliens, and ordinary people. Thank you.